What's up, you super Spidey geeks? I am your host, Jesse, and I've got my man Gabriel here.
What's up, Thwipped?
It's been a little bit since Gabe has been on. I am. What's the right word? This trailer that we are going to review has got me webbed up, and electrocuted, and a little bit of sand in my britches. I'm not really sure the right way to to bring that in the correct way, without being too cheesy. I think that's about as cheesy as I can get.
Finish it.
Just exploding pumpkin bombs all around. So, I think we're gonna review this long-awaited trailer for Spider-Man: No Way Home, the third last contracted movie for Tom Holland. So let's go ahead and hit play and see how this thing rolls out.
All right, starting from the top. Let's do it.
Oh, look at this. This is a good
Spiderception.
one. Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just stay up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones
Jonah
did.
Jameson, the GOAT.
drones that are yours.
Yep.
Does any part of you...
So I wonder if they're gonna have the old school with the flat top and the new school, because in the end of what was it? This one's No Way Home. The other one was Far Away From Home. They're so confusing. Homecoming.
Yeah.
So they had Ball JJ. So I wonder if we're gonna have JJ Inception with oh my gosh, what is Commissioner Gordon's name from Law and Order? Help me out. What's the actor's name?
Which one?
J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh
my gosh. I'm really drawing a blank. I am drawing like a mega blank right now. And I can't cheat because I have all these screens open.
What's his name? What's his name?
Yeah, what is his name? It's really gonna make me mad when I see it. Or when you say
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. God. J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. Anyway, so it would be awesome. I hope that they have at the end of the Spider-Verse scene, where they have the Spider-Man 2099 and the other two Spider-Man all pointing at each other. That'd be an awesome scene to have J. Jonah Jameson and J.K. Simmons. They have the old school J. Jonah, the new school J. Jonah, and then they have Whiplash, J.K. Simmons. Stay on my freaking time. Anyway, okay. So, yeah, JK for the win. JK Simmons, the buffness.
Feel relieved about all this.
What do you mean?
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or lie to people.
And, see, I don't get this whole thing. This is the thing that kind of makes me mad, the suspending of disbelief. Dude, everybody loves Spider-Man. Even in the comics, the public loves the Spider-Man. So, trying to make him out the devil in disguise. He killed Mysterio. People would be loving him for it. Absolutely loving him for it. I can't remember what movie it was that we were recently talking about where they were vilifying somebody and it was just completely unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it was. There's been so many movies. I mean, dude, people were worshiping Godzilla as the hero after he destroyed all of San Francisco. And they're oh, he saved us. And it's you going to tell me a superhero? They're going to be oh, he's so horrible. Anyway, sorry.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man? Now everybody knows. But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people. I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
Mephisto hint that everybody's jerking around with
the
little horns
with the fangs, the Doctor Strange / Mephisto. It'd be interesting. Of course, they did that whole thing with WandaVision. They were it's Mephisto, and then it was
Agatha all along.
It was a no fisto. Who's that ruining and everything? It's been Agatha. Boom, 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 boom. I only do like the it's not the trip hop. What's the version? What did
Trap,
he
the
call
trap
it?
remix.
The trap remix, dude.
Yep.
Boom, 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 dee, 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 dee. Yeah. It was like, it was not Mephisto. It was no fisto. No fisto.
So, Peter, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
I feel like his line should have been like, doctor. You know, like, you're not going to call me sir, but you're still going to call me doctor, you know, doc, some kind of form. Like, you know, that would be, I felt like that was, I don't know. The joke didn't quite hit as well as I feel like that could have been better written. Not that I'm like, you know.
I don't disagree. It's the weird, like, dismissing, you know, who he is and everything that he's done. He's just kind of lightly like, yeah, you know, we saved the world together. So, you know, just call me Steven. I'm like, that doesn't really fit your character, but okay.
It doesn't, like, you know, him saying, you know, I think we're beyond calling me sir. Like, I was really expecting like, Steven, call me doctor.
Well,
you know,
because in Infinity War, when, you know, he met Doctor Strange for the first time, he was like Doctor Strange.
We're using our made up names.
Right.
I'm Spider-Man.
Right. So, yep.
It should have been at least been like, call me doctor or call me Mr. Strange, like something, just, but not like Steven. Like, dude, he's still a teen. I guess he's a teenager. I don't know how, like, the whole thing with the people getting disappeared, but yet all of his friends that didn't get, you know, blinked out were still in high school. I don't know. That's little inconsistencies. Not, once again, not trying to nitpick Marvel, not trying to nitpick, but.
And I don't want to go too deep here, but you know, I was discussing with a friend about this, you know, the whole Thanos thing, and I was like, it's really cool because we watched the What If series. You know, if you're watching that, the last one, Thanos was in there.
I haven't seen anything yet. So
okay, so
ahead.
No spoilers, right? So Thanos is like, in this last one, anyways. Thanos was he was a good person. It was still Josh Brolin's voice, but he was like a scavenger, just like Star-Lord. And so I was like, it's always nice to see a twist on a villain to be good. But he was like,
it's a twist.
He goes, what if the goals of the villain are the opposite? And I was like, okay. He was like, instead of Thanos snapping to kill half the population, he still wants to kill the population, but he's going to double it to outsource everybody, to outsource everything to get rid of half the population. I was like, you know what? That would be kind of interesting. I'm going to create life to destroy it.
Very, very interesting.
But
let's
anyways.
back to the trailer. Yep. What if?
When Mysterio revealed.
Oh, and see, he's in some sort of a black suit here, by the way. So we don't know if that's a hint to Venom suit and, you know, Venom being delayed. Does this have something to do with it? With the spider? What are they calling it? The Spider-Man cinematic universe? It's something really horrible. Sony really like the Spaghetti-verse.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for sure.
But that was the first thing I saw when I saw this. I was like, oh, is he going to like enter a dimension where he's black suit Spider-Man?
That really, now I didn't catch that. And you're talking about like the Sandman, the Storm.
No, right here. He's like in this he's in this cafeteria. I don't know if you can still see the screen, but he's in the cafeteria. It's stilled, and the guy's, you know, pointing with like it looks like he has food on a fork or he has a spatula or something. He's wearing a wear the thing in the kitchen. What's the thing that they like, the apron?
Yeah.
And he's in some kind of a black looking suit. So, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, symbiote suit?
Interesting. I didn't catch that.
Who knows? Maybe that's why they're delaying the Venom 2 movie, because maybe we're going to see the other Tom have a little cameo with Woody. That would be mega super dope. And I'm actually glad that they have not given away too much. Like we didn't actually see Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. We just saw the pumpkin bomb.
Yeah.
Anyway, hold up. I'm getting ahead. We haven't even gotten there yet. Let's.
My identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous. Fine. I won't.
Wink. I saw that was one of the things that they did on. I saw on Instagram. It was Agatha winking, Doctor Strange winking, and who else was it? Was it Loki, female Loki, or what is the female Loki's name again? Not Lucy, Linda, something. I can't remember. It's been a month since I've seen the whole Loki show. Anyway, it was like the, so I don't know. That's where I'm kind of getting the fans speculating Mephisto, because it's like Doctor Strange is being uncharacteristically stupid. Like this would be pre-Sorcerer Supreme Strange. This would be something that he would do, not afterwards. I mean, he didn't even want to give away the time stone until he looked in all the futures, and then he was like, okay, I have to give away the time stone to be that one that we actually win this thing. Before that, he's like, dude, no, this thing just stays with me. I'm not, we're not fooling around with that. I protect I protect the multiverse and all this other stuff he's trying to tell him. So that's why I'm like, man, if this ain't Mephisto, this is going to be a supreme Sorcerer letdown, because the Sorcerer Supreme is not supremely stupid.
So you're supposing that it's Doctor Strange could actually be Mephisto?
No, I'm saying like if he's not under control by somebody, or if it is just Doctor Strange being stupid, that's going to bring the movie score down.
They did that to Thor. They made Thor stupid.
Yeah, but it was.
But people would argue that with me. They would be like, "Well, they went through a lot. They went through war," and I'm like, "War doesn't make you stupid." But I understand him being like depressed or whatever. But like, they made Thor stupid. I mean, he got dumb.
Yeah, they did it. They didn't do it like this blatant. I felt in Thor 3. That's really hard to say. Thor 3. I can't even remember the name of it, man.
Ragnarok.
When you're sleep deprived. Ragnarok. Yeah.
Ragnarok.
It was subtle, but I feel like this is. I mean, like in the trailer, you're like, Doctor Strange is just throwing caution to the wind. He knows he could completely throw the entire balance of the multiverse off by casting this spell. And he's like, I got it. It's all right. It's, for the kid. His life's been ruined. Whereas like if you looked at him from Infinity War, he'd be like, Peter, you're going to have to live with this, son. Can't help you. Is there anything else I can do for you? Would you like a cup of,
balloon animal?
Like some, would you like some mead? Would you like some mead? From Thor mead, So anyway, let's keep it rolling.
The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Wait, everyone?
And this is where people are especially speculating Mephisto, but also like what happened in WandaVision. Some of the things that happened in the plot of WandaVision were like, oh, Mephisto did that. This is what happened in the comics. Like Spider-Man literally went to Mephisto and was like, because he revealed his identity in Civil War. For those that haven't read comics, he revealed his. I mean, like it was powerful. It was absolutely powerful. He said, he goes on TV, pulls his mask off, and he's like, from the age of 15, after my uncle was murdered, I became Spider-Man. And it was like J. Jonah Jameson, like everybody's looking at him, and he's like, falls out of his chair. It was a powerful emotional moment, and that they really haven't built up to. So once again, they're just trying to borrow off of that, and it's like this doesn't really have that. It's not going to have that impact. I mean, like, yeah, his life's kind of ruined, but I mean, in reality, dude, he'd be on the freaking MTV Awards swinging in. They'd be calling him like, hey man, you want to come and host the Oscars this year? Because, you know, I don't know, man. I don't feel like they've and like once again, it's in the comics, people love Spider-Man. The public loves Spider-Man. It's really only J. Jonah Jameson, the media, that try to make him look like a villain. But people know because he's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Everybody in New York City knows, like, hey man, Spidey helps me out. He helped my cat out the tree. He stopped the mugger. He stopped the rhino in the middle of the street. You know, like, it just doesn't have, I don't know if it has the impact. I'm hoping it's going to be still kind of have that, you know, like, oh, okay, you know, because you kind of seem like, well, everybody's going to know. It's like, well, you know, so your aunt knows and Ned knows. And I mean, really, I think to me, it'd be almost better if like nobody knew, because that was the whole stinking thing. That's what Raimi got right, is he was isolated. And that is a part of, that's why everybody can connect to him, because every human being on this planet at some point or another feels alone. And he has to carry that cross by himself. I mean, like, dude, it isn't until like 40 years later that he, like, for a long time, it's only like Johnny Storm. That's it. He's like one of the few characters in the Marvel universe for a long time that actually knows who he is. But like the Avengers, the X-Men, it's just like Spider-Man. And they even kept that in the cartoons in the 90s when he goes to the X-Men for help. He doesn't tell him who he is. You know, he never takes his mask off. So I don't know. That's kind of one of the things that I didn't like Ned finding out, like in the very first, you know, MCU movie. It's like, or even like Iron Man figuring out that it's him. Like, you know, like, I'm like, dude, like, this kid is a super genius. You're not going to tell me he can't, you know, hide who he is. I mean, that didn't bother me as much, but it was just like right out the gate, the Avengers all know who he is. And it's like, dude, like, it just takes away that whole thing of like, he doesn't feel like, I mean, he goes and does what he does because of the strength of his character, because he knows what to do, what's right. And he doesn't have anybody to back him up. That's what makes it compelling to, you know, to the kid reading him, you know, I don't know.
With great power. Dude.
I mean,
he understood it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole struggle you see that he has in the first Spider-Man Raimi movie. I mean, who knows that he's Spider-Man? Green Goblin figures it out at the dinner table, and it's a powerful scene because only the two of them know. And they all have to like secretly figure out how to get at a dinner, you know? And everybody else is just like, oh, we're having a good dinner. And, you know, and he's like,
yep.
You know, I mean, no offense to Keaton. It's not, you know, I'm Batman and I know you're Spider-Man, you know?
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
Oh, back to the trailer. Oh man, I feel like I promise I didn't come to this with haterade. I promise I'm not trying to hate on this.
It's all good.
It's just when you start to like, you know, when you start to think about it, it's like, oh man, is this?
Well, you know, it's Marvel Comics, so the DC apologetics is kind of taking his rest right now. So I'll let it pass.
You know what it is? It's that stinking bat signal over your head is
That's
just
exactly what it is.
It's just going on, you know, like I couldn't even have Raimi's Spider-Man, you know, Tobey Maguire couldn't even keep me positive on this. But anyway, maybe some positivity will hit me back when we see some of this other stuff coming up. All right, here we go. So He's poured the secret sorcerer juice in there, which actually reminded me of something out of like, you know what it reminded me of when he poured that stuff? It reminded me of, it was like exactly like Harry Potter when they made the truth elixir. Anyway, just mixing the universes up.
Yep.
Can't some people still know?
No big deal.
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about it.
That's not how the force works. That's not how the spell works. Nice. I don't know if anybody caught that. Lucasfilm Disney doing a little flex. Hey, throwback reference. That's not how the spell works.
We've ever been through.
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my God, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really know.
Stop talking.
What just happened?
We tampered with the stability of space-time. Multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little.
Love multiverse stuff, man.
Yeah.
So you think the subway trains right here are straight out of Raimi's,
I'm not
Peter
sure.
stopping the
It would be
train?
interesting. It'd be interesting. I honestly, I didn't. When he combined them so fast, I think the first time I saw it, I was driving. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, sorry, but I know it's illegal. But like when it combined so fast, I'm like, what is in the world? Is he trying to make something? And I was like, oh, it's like all the trains. So I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
If Maguire and Garfield are in this movie, I don't want them to let it out in a trailer.
Oh, please don't.
I want it to be like something that everybody like
and
goes
if they're
on Instagram and doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, people like have to go on the internet and be like, nobody's
Yeah.
talk about the movie for 72 hours, give everybody a chance to see it before you ruin it. So
and if they're not in there, then I will drink my disappointment like a man. I'm gonna take it. That's it.
I think it's going to be impossible for them not to.
They have to, man. And even Tom Holland said that this trailer was the tip of the iceberg for
yeah.
what this movie has.
Dude, with Kirsten Dunst and what's the other girl that played oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm having to think about my Spider-Man lore.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, who was we got 10 minutes. Okay, let's keep on going because we got the free Zoom here, so we're gonna have to do like the pod. So you guys are gonna have to, if anybody's watching the video, you're gonna have to do the audio version to get the full thing because we're gonna need more than 10 minutes. But let's try to get through the trailer. So
we'll unpack it.
Live two different lives.
And he had a box of some kind when he pushed him out of his own body. I couldn't tell what that box was. And honestly, you know what it looked like? The mother box.
Yep.
So once again, no other comment than that, DC man. You don't want to say nothing.
I almost did. I'm more focused on this next scene. There's a scene in this trailer. I watched this trailer quite a few times. I slowed it down. YouTube will let you, slow things down to 0.25. I slowed it down. And in this one scene where it's supposedly Sandman, like they flashed it. I mean, I
saw that on Instagram. Yep.
Quick. There's if you look at the bottom, if you slow it down and look at the bottom, Spider-Man is jumping back, but it's a black suit Spider-Man. And you mentioned it earlier in the cafeteria, but I'm wondering if is that him? Is that
interesting?
I mean, what is that? So
we'll see if we can catch it in real time speed. Let's see.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes.
There was the pumpkin bomb with the
Parker.
And that laugh
Defoe
too.
laughing. Yep.
Laugh is great, man.
Hello, Peter.
Dr. Octopus.
Yes. Alfred Molina returning as Doc Ock.
Classic.
And I like that they're using the original Spider-Man theme, do 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 Spider-Man. Let's go back and see if we can catch that. I'm gonna there's actually something that happens here. I'm gonna slow this down to let's go to half speed. And there's something that comes out of like a fire. There's a portal that opens up, but it's really pixelated and really dark, so it's hard to see what it is. But that right there is definitely Raimi's black suit.
Oh, definitely
You can see it from the webbing. But the question is, of course, is it Holland or is it Maguire? Or are they going to do like where it's Quantum Leap, where Holland is stepping into these other Spider-Men from these other universes? So like at some points we see Holland, but when he looks in a mirror, he sees Maguire.
I never thought about that.
They could all three be at the screen on the same time, or he could be stepping into these other universes and becoming his other versions of himself. Like, he could step in the mirror and look and he's Miles Morales, and then they end the movie. So I don't know. There's a lot of, who knows? I mean, sometimes Hollywood is super creative and other times they're stupidly simple and have no imagination at all. So that would, to me, like that would be a cool thing that they could have done, like Quantum Leap, and then all of a sudden, he gets all of them to jump into the final battle where he has to fight, Electro and Sandman and Green Goblin and the Lizard and all these, basically the Sinister Six. And we could actually see what's his face is Rhino. I can't remember, Paul Giamatti, who we never got to actually see fight as the Rhino. That was one of the things I hated about. I really didn't like that Spider-Man movie. Yeah. I didn't like it. I didn't mind. I liked Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. That's what it was. I couldn't remember for some odd reason, and I didn't have to get my nerd card taken from me. I liked her as Gwen Stacy, but it's just that the plot of that movie was just. It was all over the place. It was horrible. So yeah, so that's the trailer. Then of course we got Dafoe, Willem Dafoe's unmistakable. I mean, I don't know why in the world that man was never cast as Joker. I feel like we've been robbed, because we've all seen we've seen the thing where they take Willem Dafoe and they Jokerize his face, and you're just like,
yeah.
How did Hollywood miss this? Unless he just didn't want to do it. I don't know.
It's possible.
But speculations or thoughts. We have 5 minutes approximately, so I think we can actually wrap up the whole thing in this.
I think we can. I will say I will be disappointed if I don't see Toby or Andrew. And one thing that makes me feel like they will is that Sony, after this trailer drop, Sony changed their department from Sony's universe of Marvel characters to Sony's Spider-Verse of Spider characters. I mean,
if they have not been having conversations with, because here's the reality, man. There's enough Spider-Man stories out there. They could keep on telling stories with Maguire. They can keep telling stories with Garfield, and they can keep doing stuff with Holland. And what what might have happened if Holland said he doesn't want to do this anymore, they can take over.
Well, because his contract's over. So I mean, that either they're going to make another deal.
Yeah, if he says he's done, like they can say, okay, well, we don't need you. He can sacrifice himself. Like they can basically make him Ultimate Spider-Man, which in the Ultimate for all our super geeks that are if you have not become a super geek yet, Ultimate Spider-Man sacrificed himself, and then Miles Morales became Spider-Man. And then that universe completely collapsed, and Miles Morales came into the 606 or 601, 626. 626, I think, is the main continuity Marvel universe. So, but yeah, I mean, Peter sacrificed himself. So if Tom's done, he could sacrifice himself in this movie, and then we would probably get, Garfield, Maguire, and possibly even Miles Morales. And we still have the Spider-Verse, the animated Spider-Verse universe, which, I mean, no offense to Raimi and what, the OG, the Spider-Verse is the best iteration of Spider-Man ever put on the big screen. I mean, it's that version of the original Peter Benjamin Parker is on par, is equal to, this is equal to the original 90s Spider-Man. Let me know. Let me know if let us know in the comments if you disagree. But I'm an 80s baby. I've had nearly every cartoon version of Spider-Man I grew up with. I mean, the 60s version, I got reruns. I had the 80s Spider-Man. I had the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends with Iceman and Firestar. I had the 90s Spider-Man, Spider Warrior, Radioactive. And that Spider-Verse version, Enter the Spider-Verse, Peter Benjamin Parker, was, I mean, I'd put him up there with the 90s version. I mean, which is basically that 90s version of Spider-Man is like BTAS. It's like the Kevin Conroy Batman is Batman. That animated version of Spider-Man is Spider-Man. And I think the only way to make that Spider-Verse version better would have been to have the original voice actor, Christopher, I can't remember his last name, to have him be, and I think he ended up being the voice of Goku as well, but like that would have been like, if they'd have put his voice on there, it'd have been like,
right,
it's Spider-Man. So
right.
Minute and a half. I'll give you the last word.
That's all good. So I, overall, I'm pretty excited. I thought the trailer was good. I mean, it was enough to grab my attention. Just the little flashes here and there. I'm eager to see if we have Venom. I'm eager to see if we have Lizard. I'm eager to see if we have, who's going to be Sandman. Hasn't been clear yet. So, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to see it in theaters when it drops, and then wait until 2023 to watch Venom 2 until it gets delayed again to 2072. And we'll just never let there be carnage. Right now, let there be patience, because I'm waiting on this film to come out.
No Fisto, no Venom, no patience. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm kind of hype about it. So it's down to second. So I don't know how much time we have, but yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm hype. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna go. This will be the first movie I see in the theater since before COVID. So I'm there. I'm a Spider-Man fan, so I gotta go. I gotta do it.
Yep. Absolutely. That's all we have.
That's it. All right. Tune in next time for more Super Geek. Peace.
From a thread, take a look overhead. Hey there goes a Spider-Man.